Hello, I am the Rat Shepherd, and I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And in that game, there are a lot of pots of stew strewn about the map, often in taverns and campsites and whatever. And since I am a line cook and a passionate home cook myself, I thought it'd be fun to try to make some Czech goulash and dumplings. I am not a food YouTuber. I am a media critic who normally does not film things in real life, but I thought I would film the process of me trying to do these recipes I found online. Think of this as the culinary equivalent of a music cover, where I'm doing it for fun, I'm experimenting, and I'm paying homage to cooks that I greatly respect. The dumpling recipe I got from Chef John on the channel Food Wishes, and for the goulash I got from the channel ThewayIcook. Both came out splendidly, and I'm incredibly impressed by both. Links to those videos are in the description. Please check out those videos yourself and give them some love if you want to learn them yourself. Now, let's get cooking.
I like good food too. Life is always better with a full stomach.
First, I started out with 1 cup of warm milk and a teaspoon of yeast and a tablespoon of sugar. Then I mixed it all together and left it out in a warm spot for about 10 minutes. While the yeast and the sugar got to know each other, I got the rest of my mise en place together. In Czech, they have a type of flour that is more coarse than what we have here in the States. Chef John recommended Wonder flour, but I could not find that at my local store. And he said that if you mix half flour and half semolina flour, that would give the correct texture. So that's what I did. So I mixed half semolina flour with half normal flour for a total of 2 3/4 cups. In another bowl, I whisked together 1 egg with a little bit of salt. And once the 10 minutes were up, I poured the egg into the milk and yeast mixture, and then poured my flour into the bowl and mixed it all together. And once it held shape, I kneaded it for a bit, getting it nice and round. Then I sprayed some oil on it and covered it with a towel and let rest for 2 hours. During that 2 hours, I began the goulash.
The ancient wisdom is that you need about the same volume of onions as meat.
This resonated deeply with me as a Cajun because that's basically the ratio that we use to make most of our dishes. A big difference, besides absence of the Holy Trinity, is his recommendation of red onions.
Now I found out that these purple onions are the best kind for goulash. It seems to me it tastes better than with yellow or white onions.
Which to me is an interesting choice, since generally I use yellow onions. So I was curious and diced maybe even more than half of the ratio of meat. Look, I mostly just want to clear out my fridge, and honestly, more onions could never hurt. The recipe calls them to be caramelized in lard, but sadly, I only had a dollop of bacon fat left over and some canola oil, so that's what I did. Personally, I'm a believer of getting as much color out of an onion as possible, which is a key to Cajun cooking. So when they look like this, I added the meat in, just some pre-cut beef roast, some standard good old stew meat. I got that nice and brown, then added a generous amount of black pepper, sweet paprika, and cumin. Wait, oh God, oh no, it's fine guys, it's fine, don't worry about it. Then I reached into my pantry to add the chicken stock, and then I realized I totally forgot to buy that at the store. But I did not worry, for I had veggie scraps in the freezer and figured that a quick homemade veggie stock would be really nice anyway. Off camera, I turned on my broiler and roasted the veggie scraps on a sheet tray while my meat simmered. And then I started a pot of water to boil, and once it was boiling, I added the roasted veggie scraps to it, cooking for about an hour while the meat simmered on the stove. Once the stock was ready, I poured it back to the roast, using a strainer to catch the veggie scraps, and then I let it simmer for several more hours. Back to the dumplings. Chef John rolls these into really beautiful shapes, really just inspiring, yeah, look at that, look at the girth. So that's what I did. While I let them proof on the counter, I filled my largest pot with water and a bit of salt and got it boiling, then tossed them in. Jesus Christ be praised, they got bigger. Oh my God, aren't they beautiful? I let them boil for 10 minutes each side for a total of 20 minutes, and while they boiled, off camera, to the goulash I added a dash of soy sauce and about a cup of some Belgian dark ale I was drinking and some salt and a tablespoon or so of fresh marjoram, and then brought up the heat a bit. Oh, and I also added some garlic and pepper flakes. And voila, looks pretty close to both Kingdom Come Deliverance goulash and ThewayIcook goulash, I think. And the dumplings, as fun as they looked, were also excellent, both somehow moist and incredibly absorbent. bit of the gravy. For sides, I roasted some potatoes and carrots with some smoked paprika and fresh marjoram, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I barely had time to do more footage. I had some friends over for a movie night, and we ate it all. Between the 6 of us, this entire pot of goulash, no leftovers whatsoever, which I always consider a hit. Both of these recipes are so good and incredibly easy to make, and pretty cheap too, with the main cost of just being the meat itself. So really, yeah, go out, make this recipe. This is really good. Go check out those videos I linked where I got the recipe some love. They deserve all the credit. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm the Rat Shepherd. I normally don't do this, so don't expect more cooking stuff, but there will be more Kingdom Come Deliverance stuff once I finish the game eventually. Anyway, thanks so much. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.